Okay, this is the first lesson for Goal 6. Goal 6 is all about data, statistics, and probability. Okay, so what we're going to be doing in this first lesson is describing data numerically, okay? So numerically as opposed to graphically, which we'll be doing in a couple of lessons, okay? And what we're going to look at today are called measures of central tendency, okay? And you've probably, well, no, not probably, you've definitely seen these in earlier grades, so we're going to review and go further with them. So measures of central tendency describe the middle of a data set, okay? By data set, we just mean any collection of values of data we've collected. Maybe we collect data about how many hours you're on your phone a day, how many hours you sleep in a day, a week, a month, whatever, how many calories you eat a day, that sort of thing, okay? So this is just, these are measures of describing the middle of the data set. So we have mean, median, mode, and range, okay? So the mean describes the numerical average. Okay, mean is just another word for average of a data set, okay? And we calculate the mean using this, and this is going to be a new way of seeing it for you, but it's the same thing. The symbol we use for mean is x with a bar over it equals. Okay, this is the Greek letter sigma. It doesn't mean anything more than sum, okay? And n is the number of values, okay? So we're going to add all our values. That's your sigma x, okay? It's just a shorthand way of writing the sum. And we're going to divide by the number of values that we have in the data set. Okay, so that's mean. For median, median describes the middle of a data set, okay? And a symbol for median is x with a squiggle over it. So to get the median, range in order, okay? So it can be either low to high or high to low, really doesn't matter. And then take middle number. If two numbers in middle, average them. Okay? So if we had a middle, if we had in the middle of a data set 70 and 72, we'd go 70 plus 72, 142, and divide by 2, so we get a median of 71. Next is mode. Mode describes the most frequent outcomes in a data set, okay? Mode, there's really no symbol that we need, that I'm aware of. So the way we find the mode is count which data occurs. Sorry. Which data occurs most often. Okay? And there can be more than one mode. Okay? We can have data sets with several modes. The next one is range. The range describes the difference between the highest and lowest values in a data set, okay? So to get the range, no symbol we need here. The range is highest minus lowest. Okay, so it's telling us about the spread of our data. And then we have variation on the mean, which we'll see toward the end. Weighted mean, which describes the mean for data in table form. Okay, so instead of having just a list of numbers, a regular data set, we'll have a table. And you'll see an example of that at the end. Okay. So number one, here are the number of children in 10 elementary school classes, and we have this data set. Find the modes of the data set. Okay, so 16 occurs 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 17 occurs only once. 19 occurs only once. 20 occurs, oops, forgot to cross these off. 20 occurs 4 times, okay? So we have 2 modes, 16 and 20. All right, number 2, find the range of the data set. So range is high minus low. So that is 83 minus 59. So our range is 24. Number 3. So we want the mean and median. Let's get the median first. So the median, we're going to order them. So I'm going to go low to high, or you could go the other way. Low 6, and then we've got 16 and 17, 2 18s, and a 19. Okay, so to find the median, we want to get the middle. I'm going to cross off on each side. Okay, so we have 2 values in the middle. So the median, we're going to go 17 plus 18 over 2. We're going to average them. That's going to give us 17.5. All right, and then for our mean, let me erase. Remember, our symbol for mean is x with a bar over it, is the sum of the x's over n. So all our values add up to 16, 22, 39, 57, 75, 94. And we have 6 values. And go to your calculator. 94 divided by 6 is 15.66. We want it to the nearest tenth, so that's going to be 15.7. Okay, 4 is different. So we have first test, 85. Second test, 77. Third, 87. And it asks what score does she need on her next test, so her 4th test, so that her mean, her average is 85. Okay, so we don't know what that is. Let's call it X, all right? How would we get the mean of that? Well, I take 85 plus 77 plus 87 plus the score we don't know. And when we divide that by the 4 tests she has, that must be equal to 85. Okay, so let's clean this up. We have like terms over here, 85, 77, 87. That makes, let's see, 85 plus 87 plus 77 is 249. So we have 249 plus x, plus x over 4 equals 85. Okay, so we can multiply each side by 4 to clear fractions. Okay, and those 4s will cancel out. So we have 249 plus x equals 85 times 7. 85 times 4 is 340. Subtract 249 from both sides. Okay, so x is 91. All right, so number 5 is kind of the same thing that we just did. 5-day cross-country bike challenge. So the first day, 79. Second, he did 64. Third, he did 65. Fourth, 52 miles. And we want to know how many miles does he need to bike on the last day. So the 5th day, call that x, so that his mean or average is 66 per day. So to get the mean, it's the first day plus the second day plus the third day plus the 4th day plus the 5th day, which is x here. And when we divide that by 5, the number of days, that must be equal to 66. Okay, so we're going to add our like terms. 79 plus 64 plus 65 plus 62 is 270. So we have 270 plus x over 5 equals 66. Okay, multiply each side by 5 to clear fractions. So we have 270 plus x equals 66 times 5 is 330. Subtract 270 from both sides. So x is equal to 60. All right, last question. We have this table that summarizes the number of children per household for a sample of 35 families. So we have 11 households with 4 children, 14 households with 2 children, and then we have 10 households with 3 children. What is the mean number of children per household for these families? Round to the nearest 10. Okay, so we have 11 fours. We could write out 4, 4, 4, 4, ... 11 times. Sorry. Same thing with the 2s. We could write out 2, 2, 2, ... Okay, and with the 3s, we can write out 10 of them. But we don't want to do that. All right? Instead of writing these out, we can just multiply the number of children times the number of households. All right? So we have 11 households that have 4 children. So 11 times 4, 44. We have 14 households that have 2 children. So that makes a total of 14 times 2, 28 children. 10 households that have 3 children. 10 times 3, 30 children. Okay. So that adds up to 12, carry the 1, 5, 7, 102. 102 children. And divided by, we have 35 households, 35 families. And 102 divided by 35 is 2.91. And we're going to round that to the nearest tenth. So it's going to be 2.9.